everyone, and welcome back to Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. This is part 4. Last time we met Huey, and what a meeting it was. A little bit of deja vu, right? Call me Snake. I love it so much. So we've got the Snake and Otacon of the past team up at the moment. So Huey has decided to join our team, which is very interesting. I'm curious to see how that friendship, working relationship develops. We're gonna get into some new stuff in the game that unlocked last time. Like, for example, we got outer ops, so we can dispatch teams. Like, we can destroy infantry units, combat units, and whatever. It shows like the difficulty, I think, and then we can form teams. So that's going to be the first thing that we do. So let's have a look at our teams. Everyone that we've recruited is not excellent. They are not perfect, but we've got some really strong ones up here. So I think we probably have more chance doing these. We can also check their skills, like radio technology. I'm a slave to fashion. I collect t-shirts in my spare time. They all have things that I didn't even notice. When we're all done here, I think I'm going to start my own business. That's interesting. I'm a martial arts expert. Interesting. So we can have a look at who we can chuck in different areas, because they've all got different rankings everywhere, but I'm thinking that ones that have the highest, like life and psych, are going to be great. They've also contribute the most GMP, so I don't want to do top of the line for my first mission, but let's chuck some people in. It looks like that the enemy team is a Porpoise and Viper, so there's 2 people. So like we can chuck a squad in. You can even assign mechs, so we can chuck our Lav G and the T-72U in. So you can even just chuck a tank in there to go in as well. I'm very curious to see how this is going to go. So essentially how these missions operate is by completing side ops, like extra ops or main ops. It will complete the missions over time. So, I mean, it's early days, right? We've only got a few missions, and we've got a lot of people that we've recruited. So I'm like, hey, nothing wrong with a little bit of overkill. Nothing wrong with a little bit of 8 versus 2, is there? Nothing wrong with 8v2. Let's send them on their mission. Bit of overkill to deal with it. So off they go. And then this one has 4, and then it's the difficulty rating of D. So this is probably one that we would normally put on a full team of 8. We could even send in a vehicle with this squad, I reckon. So if we take in like these 4, and then does a mech only take up 1 slot? Let's have a look. It does. A mech only takes up 1 slot. Let's send him in with 5. Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh. Let's launch this attack. Let's dispatch this team. And then with this team, because this one has 4 as well, we're going to make sure that the tank goes in. So we'll send in the tank. And then send in the rest of these guys. I'm wondering if this drains our available GMP funds while they're out on mission. That kind of seems like it would. I don't know. I don't feel like Moonras is coming back. He doesn't seem like he's very strong, but it's okay, because then we can filter out the weak and recruit only the strong for MSF. So let's dispatch our team. So we've got 3 teams on 3 missions right now. And then we'll see what happens when they come back. It doesn't take away from our active GMP, which is really cool. So our stuff will stay in development while our people are away on their missions. So something that I also didn't do last time that I forgot to do was I needed to check on Amanda because there was a thing before that said, there she is. So Amanda's currently on the intel team. All her stats are E. We'll just keep her on the intel team. I was just checking because I forgot if I assigned her to anything. But we've got Cabbage White in the sick bay, so he can just chill out until he's back to normal. And that's it. So everyone's assigned. Mission selector time. There he is, Hot Cold Man. Look at him. Interesting. And we've got a marksmanship challenge and an armored vehicle battle. So we're able to actually net us a lovely new vehicle battle. A new vehicle in the vehicle battle. And then going into the main ops. Now what I'm thinking is I have had just the one comment so far that has recommended that I keep extra ops in. At least maybe some of them. And then to apparently leave out the vehicle battles because they're kind of tedious. I mean, I'm inclined to agree that the vehicle battles are kind of repetitive. It is really the same thing of either take out the enemies or destroy the tank. So far, when I've shown both of the vehicle battles I've done, I have just taken out the enemy teams and recruited them. So it's going to be that repetitive gameplay that does fall under that banner of me filtering out that repetitive gameplay of just the constant stuff and just making sure that we have like new and unique opportunities provided in the video to you first and foremost, and then good story stuff. So I'll include some like here and there. Like let's do the marksmanship challenge together.
Commencing training mission. Missions like this are key to building up your basic skills. Be careful out there.
I've done every marksmanship challenge and like shooting range stuff so far and just like nailed them pretty well. So we'll also do this. Shooting range, we get some briefing files. Just the one from Miller, so target practice.
We've cleared this prison out already. No enemies to worry about in there. I'm thinking you could use these twisty streets for urban combat training. This could be the perfect place to practice with throwing weapons. What do you think?
Snake has nothing to say about that. Mission prep. I don't think I really have anything great in terms of throwing weapons at this stage. If we're in a shooting range, let's do a sniper and the M16, and then we're really not going to need anything else. Alright, so putting some extra ops in there, but we'll focus mainly on the main ops, so it doesn't drag on for too long. All right, 16 targets, dude. Let's get straight into it. Oh, okay. All of these ones are moving. Oh, I missed it. I don't know which path to take, to be fair. Okay, they just kind of all over the place. So this one is just gonna, yep, okay. How is that not a headshot? The aiming speed is very slow, so you kind of have to keep up with it. Okay, never mind. It's just the pressure of being recorded. How was that also not a headshot? That was like right in the cheek. Right in the cheek. We got more like down this way. I can hear them. There's one. Zooming along. Ah, there's two.
Bravo, nice work.
I got 2 in 1? Okay. Interesting. Alright, now let's go to the goal.
The recovery zone. We'll pick you up there.
That was awful.
I knew you could do it. Piece of cake, right?
I love that the first shooting range I do on a recording is the one where they're moving all over the place and it's not the interior. So it's like, oh, I'm actually bad. Let's try that again. What ranking do we get? I'm feeling like a C. I'm feeling like a C on that one. Oh, it's an A. Okay, never mind. I'll take it. I'll take it. I was like, that was a C. I've been doing most of my gun ranges getting an A where I had like full marks. So that's interesting.
On the R&D team, Snake. I'll cut to the chase. We've commenced development on our own bipedal weapon. The only thing is we don't exactly have easy access to resources here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have the budget of a defense department behind us.
I understand. That's why I want to ask you something. If you fight any more AI weapons, could you try to gather as many of their parts as you can? Really make things go a lot smoother.
Again, easier said than done.
If anyone could do it, you can, boss. You single-handedly took out the pupa.
True.
Look,
True.
if you're not interested, I can just work with what we have here. I'm not trying to force you to take unnecessary risks. You're the boss around here.
All right. No promises. But I'll think about it.
Great. Also, each AI weapon has a head part that serves as the core of its armament. Recovering a head part will allow you to use the weapon associated with that part. But those guys won't go down without a fight, so don't get too preoccupied with this stuff.
Don't worry. I'm not about to risk my life for a bunch of scrap.
I would hope not. One more thing. Our new bipedal weapon needs a name.
Good point. We can't keep calling it our bipedal weapon.
Yes, we
I had
can.
a talk with Miller, and we came up with Metal Gear Zeke.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Yep. As you know, Metal Gear was coined by Granin.
Yep.
Zeke?
It's a name the U.S. military gave to Japanese aircraft that flew during World War II. Zeke was the Japanese Navy's best fighter plane. So are you okay with that, Snake?
Sure. Fine by me.
Miller was saying that an army without borders will need a deterrent against other countries. He's right. With Metal Gear, MSF can achieve true independence.
Here's hoping.
Okay. Now this was pointed out in a comment, but we are seeing it more and more. Is we are seeing Big Boss in a different light here, like pretty easily. Like this whole MSF, Soldiers Without Borders, Armies Without Borders, all of that stuff, and he's got Huey, and they're going to make their own Metal Gear Zeke, to be a deterrent, so they can achieve their goal of being like, you know, without borders. Dude. Because it's like, it's weird. I think it's that one of those situations where it's like when you start off a game or a story as the bad guys, you don't see it through the lens of them being the bad guys. Because like I'm playing this character and this is, you know, what we're doing and we're getting hired to do this job, and this guy seems like a nice dude. We are playing the bad guys. Are we the baddies? Is the meme here? And it's super interesting to have them just talking about it so casually of like, yeah, we're gonna have our own Metal Gear, like Metal Gear Zeke, because it's against everything, man. It's against everything that we've done as the heroic character, even from Big Boss and MGS3. But he's ditched the US now. He's ditched the US now because the US betrayed him. And they're like, this is how I can easily see the Big Boss going into that more so a villainous sort of role towards like the Metal Gear games. So that's insane. I'm so interested to see how this is going to continue. So Bipedal Tank is now ready for development in the Metal Gear menu, so we can fight AI vehicles and get bonus stuff to help the development of our own Metal Gear Zeke, which is wild. Combat operations for the dispatch unit have ended. Units may now be recalled from outer ops. Okay, so we can now do Metal Gear development. So let's have a look about this. The development tutorial, yes. We're making our own Metal Gear, dude. In Metal Gear, you can develop Metal Gear Zeke, a bipedal tank. Once Metal Gear Zeke is complete, you can deploy this powerful new weapon on outer ops and other missions. Development of Metal Gear Zeke is dependent on parts collected from all the AI weapons you encounter. So we've got some decent ones, I believe we should have, from that fight with the pupa. The parts you obtain can include ornaments such as jetpacks and additional armor. These parts vary by AI. This concludes the tutorial. Paint color, dude. Model viewer? Hell yeah, dude. Gorgeous. Look at that interior. Customize parts, main parts. So we got a walk unit, dude. We got 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 for the power unit. 1 out of 5 for the leg. 0 out of 5 for the head. So we got to like assemble this thing. And then optional parts, we got nothing. Metal Gear Zeke is not complete. We can change the paint color, the status. We are building a Metal Gear, guys, because we are the villains. We are the bad guys. We are the bad guys. Outer Ops. Let's pull some people back. Outer Ops Sortie. Team Alpha has returned. View team dispatch results. Yes. Oh, there's a playback method. Autoplay. Or a button fast forward. Let's say button fast forward so I can start battle. It's a turn-based battle recap. Alright, I'm just going to smash A and skip through it so I can see how this turn-based thing goes. RPG! Yo, absolutely wrecked the guy, dude. Check that out. 8v2. I knew it was a bit much. Oh, guys. A game where you play as the villains and you celebrate your victories. Huh? Interesting. And now they all gain further experience, more life, more psych, more GMP, which is amazing. Cardboard box tank. Cardboard box tank! Combat ready love box. Player 1 serves as a driver, player 2 as a gunner. Press LT to go into first person and RT to fire. It's a cardboard box tank. Team Bravo has returned. Let's look at the results, but yeah, we'll just do the button fast forward. This is very interesting. This will be the only time with these 3 missions we check this. It's just to see what it's like, this turn-based thing. Everything else I will keep off camera, but this is so funny. This, I assume my vehicles should fuck everyone up, right? Fuck them up. Alright, guys. Soon to be our turn. Nice. He did not die, though. He did die. There we go. Nice. Come on, team. I believe in you. Good stuff, man. I love how we're seeing, like, duplicate names. Like, we've got our own, porpoise. We've got our own porpoise. Wow. Good job, Great Dane. How about you just take a 25mm machine gun to the face? Nice. Good stuff. This is very interesting. So it's like, what I think is interesting about it is like there's the dispatch missions that you're just like, oh yeah, they returned, everything went well, but it's like you can see the results turn by turn, which is so interesting. And then now another cardboard box tank with a stun cannon. Like, dude. Alright, Team Charlie. And then one more team dispatch results. Let's see what this tank does. Let's see what this tank can do. So the way that it works is the enemy team always seems to go first. And I guess that's to give them the home field advantage, considering we can just go in there with and overpower them as we get to choose. I might lose Tiger. I thought I was going to lose Moonras, which is the guy behind me. Alright. We're doing alright here. Viper, more like, see you later. I'm waiting for this tank to fuck some shit up. RPG? Out of here. Is this tank gonna even fit? Yeah. Overkill, baby. 2020. Amazing. We lost no men. And that's what happens when you serve under the boss. That's what happens when you serve under me. No men left behind. Another stun cannon cardboard box tank. Perfect. And now it opens up a whole bunch. That's wild. Cool. So you can just like keep doing these. And I think it's a good idea just to always keep these in mind because of the extra items you can get. So what I'm going to do now is, because the next extra op for me is a vehicle battle, I'll tackle that one on my own and do these dispatch missions, and then we will be back for the main mission. Okay, we are ready. We're ready. I can see what the comment was referring to in regards to armored vehicle battles taking their time. This one took me ages. Like, the other ones that I've done have been pretty cruisy. You just take out the guys until the captain comes out. In this one, there was so many backup soldiers. The supply markers do not give you more Fulton recovery either. For some reason, I was not getting them. I don't know if it's RNG or whatever, but it was only giving me ammo and rations, so I was not getting more Fulton recovery. So had to actually kill them, but I was able to capture the vehicle when the captain came out, because I was still able to tranquilize him. You get an automatic capture if you tranquilize the captain. So I do have a new vehicle, and now we will travel to the Cloud Forest. But yeah, these armored vehicle battles, if they're going to be as long as this one was, then we're probably not going to be putting them on camera anytime soon. So we're going to travel to the Cloud Forest now, and let's do it.
Part of the enemy's project. To prevent its completion, you'll need to either shut down or destroy the artificial intelligence that functions as its brain. According to Huey, that AI is now undergoing final calibrations in Strangelove's lab. It's inside a tropical cloud forest. Slip in and terminate that AI before they ship it out.
Hell yeah, dude. Cool. So, going to Dr. Strangelove's lab, where Huey's got a crush on her. Is this gonna, like... Did Kojima just make Huey, like, so-alike Otacon on purpose? Is this gonna be another woman that it just doesn't work out well? To mirror Otacon's failed love life. I don't know. It's interesting. I wonder where that's gonna go. And I guess on the subject matter of Huey's love life, are we gonna start seeing hints to who he ends up with to birth Otacon? I don't know, because it's strange. I'm pretty keen to see how that'll turn out, because I can't actually remember how old Otacon is. I don't think I've looked it up. I'm not sure on his age, so I'm not sure when he's born, unfortunately. The timeline has so much going on that it's impossible for me to retain all of it all at once. So I need to kind of refresh myself periodically on what's going on. But we've got a lot of things, and we can start listening to Huey's information about this mission as well. So let's start going through the briefing files before we go into this mission.
We've also confirmed that some of the enemies specialize in ambushes. Amanda's crew calls them scouts. They'll blend themselves in with the terrain and the vegetation. Then when they see you, they'll swoop in. They fight pretty much like commandos, and will use clearing techniques to flush you out. In addition to wielding normal weapons, the scouts also carry wires.
Oh.
Sounds like these guys know their CQC.
Could be. We've been getting reports of CQC attacks being blocked by wires. Stay alert.
So, don't CQC the scouts. Try and just tranquilize them, I guess. Alright. Puz has all of the information we could ever need about the local area, so let's start getting that into us as well.
Are there any large-scale ruins in Costa Rica, Paz?
There is a place east of Cartago called Guajabu. They have ruins there, but they're not especially big.
Not the place I'm thinking of. Any others?
Well, If you go a little way across the border into Nicaragua, there's a place called La Fortaleza de la Inmaculada Concepción. That is the only famous one.
Then what were those ruins I saw from up on Irasu?
There are a lot of things we still do not know about Costa Rica's ancient civilizations. There are giant stone spheres throughout the country. What they were used for is still a mystery.
Okay.
The cloud forests cover the central mountainous region of the country. They are perpetually shrouded in fog. You get wet just standing there. It is as if the entire forest is inside a cloud.
Must make for poor visibility.
It does, but beauty too. It is like being lost in some mystical green labyrinth.
I'd rather not get lost, if that's okay.
The forests are also home to lots of rare animals, especially bright-colored frogs. They like the humidity.
Alright, Morphe Butterflies?
You know that butterfly painted on Peace Walker? Any idea what that is?
It is a morpho, a Palladius morpho, if I'm not mistaken.
A lady's morpho.
Uh-huh. It is the most common type of morpho in Costa Rica.
Huh.
It has these gorgeous metallic blue wings that shimmer in the light. You can see them even from a distance.
You mean they reflect light?
Correct. It is called structural color. Morpho scales have tiny bumps on them that interfere with the light and make them look blue. The space between the bumps corresponds to the wavelength of the blue light.
Let me see if I get this. So if you could change the spacing, you'd end up seeing a different color.
That is the principle. I heard somewhere it is being researched as a way to color cloth without dye.
Think of the camouflage you could make with that.
Is that all you can think of?
Hey, it's important. What I don't get is why they'd put a butterfly on Peace Walker.
Maybe because it looks pretty.
I hope that's all it is.
I hope that's all it is.
This area is a tropical cloud forest, continually covered in a thick mist. It is quite a mystical place.
Selva de la Leche. Forest of milk. I can barely see in front of me.
There you go again. The forest is basically sitting in a cloud, so of course it's going to be hard to see. But you know, the cloud forest is the only place many exotic creatures can live.
Well, if they're not edible, I'm not interested.
Snake, I'll have you know people travel from all around the world to witness Costa Rica's unique fauna.
But how's it taste?
Snake, watch out for the frogs.
Why? They bite? Relax. No frog's ever eaten a snake. Although, I feasted on a few frog's legs myself.
But they are dangerous. They are poisonous.
Poisonous?
Poison dart frogs live up to their name, I assure you. Their poison is so strong, the Indigena use them to make poison-tipped arrows. Some secrete poison through their skin. Even touching them can be dangerous. So don't go petting them or anything.
So, I can't eat one.
I am warning you.
Come on, Snake. Remember what we did to the fear. Remember what we did to the fear.
From here on in, you'll be in a cloud forest. The ground is covered in vegetation. You'll have plenty of hiding places, but so will the enemy.
I'll keep an eye out for scouts.
Trying to force your way through would be suicide. Know the enemy's location before making any moves. Too bad you don't have some sort of radar.
I
could
do.
try night vision.
Once you know where an enemy is, decide how you want to handle him. You could get into his blind spots.
Or drop him from a distance before he even has a clue someone's around. An eye for an eye, alright?
I don't think I've got anything night vision yet. But we do have a radar. It's just not like... It's more sound vibration based, so we'd have to be kind of close to them anyway.
Chico, you know much about cloud forests?
Not that much. All I know is there's a world of difference between a rainy rainforest and a foggy cloud forest. But they have some things in common. But like for instance, you gotta watch out for poison dart frogs. Both rain and cloud forests have high humidity, so they're perfect environments for frogs and other amphibians. I mean, it's not like just touching a strawberry poison dart frog or a dying dart frog is going to kill you, but don't eat them, no matter how hungry you get.
I can get all the rations I need from Mother Base. No jungle food for me this time.
Seriously? You're not disappointed you don't get to eat wild animals?
What do you think I am?
Just kidding. In Colombia, though, there's a frog, the golden dart frog, that's lethal to the touch.
How do you know all this?
Come on. Don't you think poisonous animals are cool?
Not if you get poisoned by one.
Well, obviously. One more thing. When you get to the forest, be on the lookout for Bigfoot.
I think I'll be okay there.
Oh, Bigfoot. He gonna try and get us searching for Bigfoot. Alright. The Bigfoot file.
Bigfoot is an ape-man that lives in the Rocky Mountains. In the local Indian language, he's known as Sasquatch. And get this, he's over 3 vara. Can you believe that?
So he's kinda like a gorilla?
Completely different. Even the biggest gorillas only get to about 2 vara, and they walk on their knuckles. Bigfoot's big, and he walks on 2 feet, like people.
So he's more man than ape?
Probably. His ancestors must have split off from humans at some point. Like before they started using tools and stuff.
Yeah, but aren't the Rockies kind of far away from here?
Not that far. According to Darwin, humans came all the way over here from Africa. Plus, there have been sightings in Venezuela of an ape-man called Mono Grande. Costa Rica has tons of plant and animal species. So I'd expect there to be at least one kind of ape-man.
At least.
At least. At least one kind of ape man. Alright, Mono Grande.
Gotta admit, I've never heard of Mono Grande.
Yeah, he's not as famous as Bigfoot. He's similar, but he lives in Venezuela. He's not that big, less than 2 vara, but he's way more ferocious than Bigfoot. Huh. I wonder just how mean he is. Like when he catches his prey, does he punch it to death?
That's the law of the wild. You catch your prey, you kill it, and you eat it.
Yeah. But punching is way more ferocious than biting.
Well, maybe it seems that way because that's what humans do. You really love UMAs, don't you, Chico?
Do you know what I think? I think UMAs should be dangerous. Otherwise, where's the fun in hunting them?
Where's the UMA fighting minigame where we do extra ops, where we actually have to fight off against all of these legends? And then you can recruit Bigfoot to your team and put him in the combat squad. You know? Oh god, Huey. I get it. You are a new character, which means you have a lot to talk about. Oh, Huey, you have everything. Apparently, this is all about this mission. If we go into the file library, have you got even more? You do. Yeah, you do. Okay. Okay. I should have expected this. I should have expected Huey to have a lot. I am going to have a coffee, or I'm going to fall asleep. Because as much as I love this exposition, and I love getting the story and information, when it is in a way that is not, like, the codec during gameplay, it's nice pacing. I'm playing the gameplay, I'm engaged, sometimes I get information, all good. If there's a period where I have to sit down for an extended period of time and just have the characters talk to me, I'm gonna fall asleep. Not because I'm not interested, but because, like, this is just, like, I'm gonna yawn, I'm gonna sleep. Good night, information, okay. It makes me feel like I'm in school, and Huey's my teacher. This has been Kojima's Metal Gear Solid games, and their history, real-world history, has been the best history teacher I've ever had. But, my god, it does still want to put me to sleep. So I'm gonna have a coffee, I'm gonna take a break, and then we're going to listen to all of this and have a fun time, and then we will play the mission. But we'll absorb everything about Huey while we're here, because if I don't, we then have another situation where I have to do a bonus episode where I sit down for an hour and a half and go through all of that information. Either way, so I'll be back. All right, we ready? Let's get into it. I'm going to start playing all of these now. skip to this timestamp if you would like to get to when we start the mission instead of all of the information about Huey.
Doc, I'm starting to sense your feelings about nukes are a little different from your colleagues.
How do you mean?
Your little chat with Coldman back there.
I told you my father worked on the Manhattan Project, right? You're familiar with it?
The basics, yeah. It was the project that kicked off the nuclear age.
That's right. Some of the finest minds of the 20th century, including multiple Nobel Prize winners, worked on it. They spent over $2 billion, and that's in 1940s money. It culminated in the successful nuclear test at Alamogordo on July 16th, 1945.
And the first use in combat a few weeks later. Doc?
I can't walk.
What?
My spine isn't shaped like everybody else's. I can't move my lower body, so I've never taken a single step, not since I was born.
What's that got to do with your dad being in the Manhattan Project?
As a result of his research, my father was exposed to high doses of radiation. It can't be a coincidence that my chromosomes are messed up. That's why I didn't want for these nukes to be another sword of Damocles. I wanted to give them a real purpose, to be a deterrent against war.
Doc.
And Coldman, we have to stop him, whatever it takes.
It's interesting because what I'm wrestling with at the moment is Huey seems like a good guy, but Otacon resents him and the family's involvement with like nuclear activity and Metal Gear stuff. But Huey seems to have like, some decent intentions, except for the fact that he's like, all right, we're going to make a Metal Gear now, boss. So I don't know, like his stuff sort of makes sense. But then his alignment with Big Boss might be what kind of blurs the lines. I think that's the thing of like the bad guys not realizing that they're bad guys, potentially, sort of thing, I guess. Anyway, let's keep going.
August 6th. 1945, Hiroshima. August 9, Nagasaki.
The atom bomb attacks on Japan.
My father was married to his work. I don't have a single memory of going places or doing stuff with him on weekends. But even as a kid, I knew on some level that it was for his family. I respected him. My mother used to tell me all the time, your father is a brilliant scientist. He saved countless American boys from death. You should be proud of him.
Yeah. Could say the war ended because of those bombs.
When I was in the 5th grade, a Japanese student transferred to our class. She showed me photos of Hiroshima after the bomb. I couldn't believe my eyes. A city of over 350,000 people reduced to a scorch mark on the ground by a single atomic bomb. Houses blown off their foundations, burned to ashes. The only things left standing were the skeletons of steel-framed buildings. And it wasn't just the buildings. Blackened corpses on the side of the road. Survivors covered head to toe in severe burns. Within a few months, over 70,000 had died in Nagasaki, twice that in Hiroshima. For years after that, I couldn't talk to my father. Couldn't even stand to look at his face.
I know how you feel, Doc. But your father's your father.
If he hadn't worked on that project, my body wouldn't be like this. I could be researching something else. I could have lived a normal life.
Oh man, that's really interesting. A movie that I'm pretty sure that I watched, an anime growing up, is sort of what I know about the effects of the atomic bomb on Hiroshima. Obviously, I know the real world stuff, but like as a kid, growing up and learning stuff, I believe it is called Grave of the Fireflies. I think that's the one that I'm thinking about. Is I've seen that, and that's pretty brutal. Like I watched that growing up as a kid in a room full of other kids, like real shit, which is pretty insane when you actually think about like just how fucked up Hiroshima is. How fucked up that whole thing was.
It wasn't so long ago the world stood on the brink of nuclear war.
Just over on the other side of the Caribbean.
I was 17 at the time. I'd skipped a few grades and was a sophomore at MIT. I remember feeling kind of apathetic about the news that came in every day. It seemed clear to me that as long as they had a grasp of the concept of nuclear deterrence, there was nothing to fear.
Either that, or they were fanning that fear on purpose.
As a way to secure a bigger defense budget? Huh. I can see that. But if that was their plan, it kind of backfired.
Because it ushered in the era of détente between East and West.
Coldman's really gonna do it this time. Once the nuclear genie is out of the bottle, the yoke of deterrence is going to be meaningless. People will die. Cities will burn. We have to stop him now before it's too late to turn back.
Okay, the space race.
So you've been doing nuclear research your whole life?
No, not really. At first I wanted to be an aerospace engineer. For me, the Sputnik launch was a good shock, not a bad one. I thought the age when science was used for war was over, and that a glorious age of space exploration was dawning. The year I skipped ahead and got into MIT, Gagarin went into orbit, which made me more excited than ever. Of course, even back then, I knew the space race was just another facet of the Cold War.
Moscow had a leg up on us, and we were desperate to catch up.
I know. But for me, it was a happy time. I joined NASA, got to do the kind of research I loved. Our nation's prestige hinged on our work. They gave us whatever resources we asked for. I knew you could turn a rocket into an ICBM by fitting it with a nuclear warhead, but that didn't bother me so much. It didn't last long, though. The space and nuclear arms races took up enormous sums of money. America beat Russia to the moon, but that's where it ended.
Then came détente.
Exactly. NASA's budget was slashed as a result. My father being a nuclear expert and all, they put me to work on a more obvious deterrent. Missiles. At NASA, I'd been researching a locomotion system for lunar exploration. Tires aren't suited to driving around on the moon, you know. And that's how I caught Coldman's eye.
Interesting. The Peace Walker project.
The aim of the Peace Walker project is to achieve robust nuclear deterrence across Central America by deploying a new nuclear weapon system along the Caribbean coast. Peace Walker is also the name of the system itself.
A nuclear weapon named Peace. I can just see the look on Kaz's face. So why exactly does this new system need legs in the first place?
Because it's a walker, an unmanned weapon moving under its own power and capable of launching a deterrent strike from anywhere. That's the whole idea behind Peace Walker.
Okay. Bipedal Metal Gear.
The reason Peace Walker is a mobile nuclear weapon system is to maximize its potential as a nuclear deterrent.
How so?
If need be, Peace Walker can stay constantly on the move so that the adversary can't pinpoint its position. That allows it to avoid preemptive enemy strikes.
So you're saying it keeps the retaliation card in play?
Coldman likes to brag about it in this way.
Like a land-based version of an SSBN.
And there's another reason for them to be mobile. Peace Walker also has a self-destruct function.
Self-destruct function.
Why would Peace Walker need a self-destruct function?
You saw it, didn't you, Snake? That sphere on Peace Walker's head?
Yeah.
That's a hydrogen bomb.
What? You're telling me that thing's a thermonuclear device? Do they have any idea what kind of destruction that thing would cause?
I know, it's crazy. I mean, even overkill has its limits. If it's strategic value they want, they could have gone with something smaller. It's like they want a weapon on par with Russia's Tsar Bomba.
This arms race is running way out of control.
It's an evolutionary dead end. A saber-toothed tiger. You can't load a warhead that big on a missile, of course. And no strategic bomber could carry it. That's where Peace Walker comes in.
So, it waltzes into enemy territory carrying a hydrogen bomb and blows itself up. Christ.
Christ. Sa bomba.
The biggest nuclear warhead ever actually detonated was the Soviet RDS-220, nicknamed Tsar Bomba. It had an estimated yield of 57 megatons, 10 times as much power as all the explosives used throughout World War II. The test took place on October 30, 1961, above Novaya Zemlya. The explosion is believed to have created a fireball over 2 miles in diameter. Can you believe that? Like a miniature sun. The explosion was seen as far off as Finland, 600 miles away, and some people even reported windows shattering. The shock wave traveled 3 times around the Earth.
3 times?
Peace Walker is armed with a massive hydrogen bomb, even more destructive than Tsar Bomba. It can sneak into enemy territory, lie low, and in the event of an enemy nuclear strike, detonate itself in retaliation. And the locomotion system that lets it do that? My research. Snake, those legs were supposed to make my dream come true. Now they're about to jump the fence of nuclear deterrence. You have to stop them. I'll apply all my energy into developing weapons and equipment to help you do it.
Sounds like a deal.
I find it interesting that Huey's like reasoning for putting like one of the subtle reasons, or not so subtle reasons, for putting legs on the walker is like, those are my legs, and Coldman's using it against me. Peace Walker's goddamn dangerous, dude. Peace Walker's AI.
What made you put an AI into Peace Walker?
Well, for one thing, because it can't be manned. Peace Walker's designed to enter enemy territory and blow itself up, if necessary. You can't put a person inside a weapon that could blow at any time, can you? So we equipped it with an AI instead.
That's strangely humane of you.
And besides, Peace Walker was designed as a bipedal weapon system. You can't imagine how hard it shakes when it walks. It'd turn a man into mush. Plus, when launching a nuclear missile, it has to perform ballistic calculations in real time. See? Because it's always moving.
Hold on. If that's all it does, then a high-performance computer ought to do the job. It doesn't need intelligence.
That's a very good point, Snake. Which brings me to the real reason. Peace Walker needs AI to make decisions regarding nuclear retaliation. It's what ensures perfectly mutual assured destruction.
I've heard all this before. You want a war between machines?
We'd never actually launched the first nuke, of course. It's strictly a counterattack system. Only a politician could make such an illogical decision as starting a nuclear war. Conversely, if an adversary launches a nuke at us, the AI will not fail to retaliate. Therefore, the adversary can't launch. The AI guarantees it.
Even so, launching nukes without authorization?
Boomer captains have the authority to launch if land communications are cut off. It's the same principle.
Not even the captain of a boomer can make that decision alone. The way I heard it, that's the only situation where insubordination is allowed.
Only because humans are imperfect. That's Coldman's line of thinking.
You're saying that machines don't make mistakes? That's a myth. Worse than that, it's blind faith.
We wouldn't put our fate, into the hands of any ordinary machine. That's what the AI is for. The decision to launch a retaliatory strike requires high-level judgment. You have to take into account not only the state of the war, but the entire world. And sometimes, you need to make a guess based on incomplete information.
Huh. You think an AI can do all that?
Yeah. At least, Dr. Strangelove does.
All of this talk of like AI and doing this stuff and making these decisions even with incomplete information and like all of this stuff, just AI talk in general, seems very much like we could be seeing some precursors to the Patriots AI. It's just interesting because this is 1974 and we're talking about like this Metal Gear, the Peace Walker, has an AI system, but Metal Gear Rex is a manned Metal Gear from 2005, and Metal Gear Ray is a manned Metal Gear from 2007. Is there something that happens in this story or something that happens in the future that makes them maybe move away from the AI Metal Gear and go more into manned vehicles, because it's interesting that Huey's like, hell yeah, Peace Walker, and Otacon would know all about this. Yet when he's designing Metal Gear Rex, it needs to sit a person in there. And, you know, and that leads to then Snake and Liquid having a goddamn mech Metal Gear fight at Shadow Moses. So it's really interesting to see them just talk about putting Metal Gear and AI in Metal Gear in the 70s, but not in the 2000s. And maybe I've forgotten some information, or maybe it literally just is the point that this game came out much later than the ones that came before it. And it's you just have to kind of go with it. But it's I'm curious. I'm curious about it because I want to know more, obviously, and I will by playing. But it's the AI talk as well. Even though the Patriots came from Zero, and him starting all of that stuff with the AI, I feel like this is like similar technology, similar decision-making technology as well.
Peace Walker is fitted with several close-range weapons. We'd also planned for it to be able to enter enemy territory and self-detonate.
Wonderful. What exactly are we dealing with here?
Well, the flamethrowers for one thing. One in the front and one in the rear. Then there are the S-mines. They're like cluster bombs. It scatters them from its leg hatches. If you see those open, you better clear out quickly. And finally, the rockets. These can travel quite a distance, so stay sharp. On the other hand, it can't fire them from too close. But then again, there are those flamethrowers. It can also use its legs as weapons against any infantry on the ground. Ouch. But remember, Peace Walker technically isn't complete. With just the reptile pod, it can only perform relatively simple maneuvers. They've got certain quirks, too. What's more, look carefully, and you should be able to predict which attack is coming next.
So, flamethrower, mines, and missiles, as well as using its legs for a goddamn smackdown attack.
Okay, but why does Peace Walker need to walk on two legs? I think treads would be good enough.
You'd be wrong.
Shagahod, baby.
You know, the terrain in Central America is rugged and complex, especially along the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica. You've got jungles, swamps, mountains, and the only way to get across all that terrain, no matter how rugged, is on legs.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be tough to cross a swamp, even on legs?
It wasn't easy, that's for sure. The reason we picked Costa Rica as a proving ground is because we can test it on every type of terrain.
Well, I mean, yeah.
This Peace Walker project the CIA's talking about, you believed in it, huh?
Yeah, I believed. Actually, maybe I just wanted to believe.
What do you mean?
Here's how Coldman explained it. Peace Walker's a weapon for peace. One to ensure true nuclear deterrence. It'd be the anchor to bring stability to Central America. He told me, the nuclear weapon system you've built will never be used. It will forever stand vigil as an icon of peace. And to achieve that, he needed my bipedal locomotion technology. To be honest, I was flattered.
Flattered?
Wouldn't you be? My colleagues in the scientific community have never taken me seriously. They told me bipedal locomotion was a pipe dream, that it'd never amount to anything. It was the first time anybody recognized my work. How could I not be happy? And besides, it was my chance to surpass my father. To create nukes for peace. Or so I thought anyway.
But Coldman's really going through with it.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense, really. No one would give the project any notice unless they could prove that an unmanned system is capable of launching a nuke.
Why is Coldman going to launch a nuke? If all he wants to do is prove the AI retaliation system works, he doesn't need to put a live warhead on it.
I agree. He could demonstrate the system by launching the missile alone, without a warhead. I asked him the same thing at first. He said there was no point in using a dummy missile. That it'd take an actual nuclear launch to deter potential enemies. Launching the real deal gives him a leg up in negotiations with Langley. That's what he's really after. I based the bipedal locomotion technology used in Peace Walker on Soviet research. Actually, I'll be honest with you. I stole most of the basic ideas behind it.
Soviet? Bipedal? You mean Granin?
You know him?
Granin.
Yeah.
We met.
I met him at his lab in Russia. He helped me out a little bit.
You met him? What were you?
He was head of the Granin Design Bureau, creator of countless Soviet weapons.
I'd hit a wall in my research at the time. Granin's ideas solved nearly all my problems.
There's nothing unusual about using somebody else's work to further your own research, is there?
As long as you cite it, yeah. But I wasn't in a position to do that. His research was classified at the highest level. Soviet research, no less.
So, you used it without telling anybody?
I wanted to show up my colleagues for once. The ones who never took me seriously. But you reap what you sow. Coldman seized on that vulnerability. Told me if I quit the project, he'd expose my larceny.
He had you by the balls, Doc.
I need to rewatch that scene again, because that scene with Snake and Granin had some interesting information. A lot of references to stuff as well. I might need to rewatch that scene, because I'm probably missing some things that could have been interesting in there to gleam. Metal Gear.
How'd you get your hands on Granin's research?
That was also Coldman. He used his agency contacts to get a hold of it.
Giving you stolen information, then using it to blackmail you. Damn.
I knew it was Granin's work the minute I saw it. See, I'd been corresponding with him for a while.
Corresponding?
Letters. Between scientists doing the same kind of research. He always complained that nobody understood his ideas on bipedal locomotion.
Because they wanted to go for the...
So you're the American friend he was talking about.
Yes.
Obviously, he didn't write a word about the technology in his letters.
Yes.
Except for one time. If by chance anything should happen to me, I entrust my research to you. Better that than handing it over to these ignorant so-called scientists.
Sounds like him, all right.
Okay.
Then one day, his papers actually came. It wasn't hard for me to imagine what had happened to him. I felt it was my duty to carry on his work after him. And also...
What?
I thought maybe combining his technology with mine could be a way to bring East and West together. Like the docking of Apollo and Soyuz.
It'll never make the history books. And it's still not a reason to plagiarize.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I never had the courage to tell the truth, that's all. I always looked for excuses to cover it up.
Until now.
Huh?
You told me everything. You're no longer a coward.
Because, yeah, something I do remember about that scene is Granin was going to say something about sending some stuff to an American friend or something like that. Yeah, that's interesting. Because Granin was talking about all of that stuff, so it's cool that it was Huey planting the seeds in an earlier game.
Metal Gear.
Huh? What about it?
You mumbled that when I first explained about Peace Walker. I'm curious what it meant.
Exactly what it says. Metal Gear. Granin coined the term.
Granin did?
He thought of his technology as the metal gear that meshes infantry with artillery.
The true
I
inventor.
like the sound of that. Metal Gear. It's got a nice ring to it. Better than an outright lie like Peace Walker, anyway.
That's an interesting briefing file, because Huey's talking about, like, being confused about Metal Gear. Yeah, he's like, hey, we're building Metal Gear Zeke, baby! And he's not questioning the term of Metal Gear. So I'm assuming that dialogue we had with him is maybe before, or that dialogue with him is technically after this Metal Gear tape, maybe. We got the Shago Hod as well.
Those papers the CIA gave you, was there any data on the Shagohod in there?
Shagohod?
A nuclear tank that launches IRBMs. It competed against Gronin's system for approval.
Oh, the thing with the rocket. Designed by a guy named Sokolov, right?
What's so funny?
No, I was just remembering some of the commentary Gronin added to the Shagohod papers. You should have seen the way he badmouthed it. It was too conservative, too ugly.
I can imagine.
He hated
He
it.
was so angry when he wrote that, he smeared up the ink. And you know how shoddy the paper is over there to begin with.
I'll bet. That's Gronin, all right.
Imagine accelerating the launcher itself to 300 miles an hour to extend the range of an IRBM. As stupid as it sounds, it's a hell of a concept.
Yeah.
Who but the Soviets would think of using a tank as the first stage of a rocket? I actually took a cue from the Shagohod when I developed the pupa.
That hovercraft thing? You stole
I
Give me a little credit.
did say
I only borrowed the concept.
that it
The
looks like the
technology is
Shagohod.
original. As it turned out, hover technology wasn't enough to handle all the terrain in Central America. It relied too much on brute force.
But the Shagohod was a major threat. That thing could corner like you wouldn't believe. Built pretty tough, too.
You sure know a lot about it.
It almost did me in. I couldn't forget it if I tried.
Did
I'm
you?
the one that took it out, baby.
So you were the one who took it down. Wow. You really are amazing.
I didn't do it alone.
No, seriously, thank you. We might not be here today if they'd begun mass-producing that thing. Then again, they're hard at work now miniaturizing nuclear warheads. Pretty soon they won't even need an accelerated launcher like the Shagohod.
Great. That means they're that much closer to being able to launch from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, the Shagohod needing a goddamn runway is so funny. Like, yeah, we need to build a runway for it. So it's kind of limiting. Sounds like a great idea. Let's do that instead of a bipedal one that can launch from anywhere.
Chico called Peace Walker the Basilisco.
Basilisco? Oh, right, Spanish. That's funny. I once used the codename Basilisk for the Peace Walker platform myself.
What for?
The class of lizards called basilisks can walk atop any type of terrain. In a pinch, they can even stand up on two legs and run across water. Perfect name for a system that can walk anywhere in Central America, right? Plus, there are the legends.
What legends?
The basilisks of legend were highly venomous creatures. There's a story told by the ancient Romans. A knight slew a basilisk by piercing it with his spear. The creature's poison seeped up the spear and killed both horse and rider. Remind you of anything, Snake?
Nuclear deterrence.
Bingo. Kill it, and you die along with it. Your hands are bound. I wanted Peace Walker to be like that.
You should know that people aren't that rational. Sometimes people do things that don't make sense, even when they know they're going to die. Or maybe it's because of that.
Maybe you're right. But that's exactly what I don't understand.
The Basilisk. And how Huey met Strangelove. This is going to be interesting.
So this Dr. Strangelove was at NASA,
Yeah. Well, actually, Strangelove left for DARPA not long after I joined.
and then the two of you ended up back together doing research in Costa Rica.
Not exactly together. We coordinated on a few things, but the research projects themselves were separate from each other. We had it worked out so that Dr. Strangelove handled the mammal pod, Peace Walker's cerebrum, while I did the rest.
That letter, something to do with your research?
Huh? No, it's yeah, it's a report. Research findings.
Research findings?
Liar!
Anything in there we could use against Peace Walker?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Just don't read it, okay? Promise me you won't?
Yeah, we didn't read it. We know nothing. We know nothing, Huey. We know absolutely nothing. That was the information about this mission. So Peace Walker's done about himself and nuclear deterrence we can now listen to. So let's do that as well. Nuclear deterrence theory.
Let's speak in hypotheticals for a minute. Say you wanted to make a clone of yourself.
A clone? Paramedic had the same idea. It's science fiction.
I'm just hypothesizing here. Okay, not a clone then. You have any kids?
Nope.
Wife?
I've never been tied down.
Okay then. So, we're still talking hypotheticals. Say you had a son who'd inherited your
Les enfants
someone
terribles.
with the same combat abilities as you. Would you challenge him to a fight?
Not to sound cocky, but I wouldn't want to do that. No telling who'd survive.
I'll bet. You picked up on the Pupa 5000's combat patterns in seconds.
Only with your advice, Doc.
Well, if anybody could learn to do it just by listening, it'd be easy. But you're a born soldier. Yeah, you must have been born with genes geared for combat. Soldier genes, if you will.
Genes geared for combat. I don't care how advanced their research is. You can't blame genes for everything.
Blame genes? You think it's funny?
What?
You think genes have nothing to do with this body I was born with?
I don't know.
Look, that fear of facing someone of equal ability in combat, imagine that on a strategic scale. That's the concept of nuclear deterrence. The idea is, when all sides are armed with the destructive power of nuclear weapons, they'll avoid nuclear war in order to prevent mutual annihilation.
Doesn't sound all that sophisticated to me.
Exactly. It's so simple in principle. But because it's so simple, whether or not it works properly depends on the people involved. In that sense, what we're looking at now is a malfunction in deterrence theory.
Coldman.
You got it. Please, Snake, don't let deterrence die.
40 years from now, Snake, 40 years from now, you will be in a graveyard looking at your clone, not necessarily your perfect clone, because that's Solidus, but a clone that looks just like you, and you will give that man a CQC hug. A weird clone embrace. Because I'm pretty sure around this time frame, I think it may have already happened or be happening around this time, is the Leon Fontaribes project should be starting. The sons of Big Boss should be getting born either already or soon. I can't remember, because there's a timeline at the end of one of the games where it says something in the 70s, I think. I'm not sure if it was it wouldn't have been, I don't think it would have been 1970, because that's when Peace Walker is, Portable Ops is. I'm not sure. Maybe it happens in this game. Maybe Zero is at work right now, making some fucking Big Boss babies. I have kind of forgotten, though. Here we are, electronic cigarettes, because in the last episode, I was like, man's literally got that 1970s vape going on. There's some... Do they have electronic cigarettes in the 70s in real life, or is this just Metal Gear doing Metal Gear technology? I don't know. I thought e-cigarettes were, 2000s at the earliest.
Hey, Doc. What was that you were smoking in the lab? It looked like a cigarette, but it wasn't lit.
Oh, it's an electronic cigarette. I designed it myself.
Ah, okay, he designed it.
Electronic cigarette.
Yep, a liquid in the filter that turns into vapor, and you inhale the microparticles.
Huey vapes, dude.
You'd rather be smoking normal cigarettes, but not in that room. The smoke would wreck the precision equipment in there, ruin all its wiring. But the vapor is just steam. It doesn't contain tar or anything like that. So I can smoke it in the lab with no worries.
Nice.
Want to try one?
Nah, I'll stick with cigars.
Yeah, but...
I don't like imitations. The real thing's always better.
Okay. But sooner or later, smoking's gonna become very unfashionable across the world. It hurts you and those around you. Electronic cigarettes might not seem so bad then.
Yeah, when that happens, I'll think about it.
I mean, is he wrong? This game came out in 2010, but I think the fascination with electronic cigarettes and vaping in general came after that. It was still a thing around that time, and I remember seeing stuff, but actual vaping and the meme culture that surrounded it has been in the past in the past around 5-6 years, especially in like most recent years. So Kojima, you did it again. You predicted vaping. Well done. You predicted vape culture. Except in 2014 in MGS4, we've got Snake still smoking, desperately smoking.
You said your dad was involved in the Manhattan Project, right?
Yeah?
And you think that's why you can't walk?
I don't know. Actually, probably not. So far, nobody's found evidence that exposure to radiation in parents causes genetic defects in children, except for those exposed in the womb. Epidemiologically speaking, anyway.
That's the conclusion of the Atomic Bomb Casualty Commission.
Right. The ABCC commenced its study immediately after the war, and it's still ongoing.
Even now, 30 years later.
The effects of radiation exposure last a long time. I'm guessing it'll be another 10 years before we get a real verdict on whether it affects genes. Granted, it's the most massive study anybody's ever done. But that's really all it is, a study. The ABCC brought in bomb victims and ran tests on them, but they didn't treat them.
Really? Them too, huh?
At any rate, that's what my father made me believe when I was growing up.
Maybe it was tough for your dad to explain. Ever think of that?
Yeah, maybe. But this is my problem now, Snake. I have to face the nukes head on, whether I like it or not. My creations are being used for the wrong purposes. The onus is on me to stop it somehow. Help me, Snake.
Roll in Mother Base.
Hey, as long as I'm here at Mother Base, why not assign me to the R&D team? You could use a guy like me.
Glad to have you on board. I'm sure Kaz is too.
Once I've got the necessary materials and design specs together, I should be able to start building you that bipedal weapon platform. Nothing would make me happier than for my research to help put a stop to Peace Walker.
Yeah, so he was calling it the bipedal platform for a while, and then is just like, alright, I've been talking, and we're going to call it Metal Gear Zeke. Awesome, so there you go. We've now got all the files in about this mission and Huey's stuff, so that's done. We are now ready. Let's do some mission prep, where I'll get rid of this RPG. And just in case, I kind of don't want to go for... We're trying not to do anything lethal, you know? But maybe grenades can be a backup. And we can have a sniper and our Mark 22. And then we'll keep everything in here. I might equip the analyzer again, so we can check out if there's any soldiers that are a bit better than the ones we've been recruiting so far. If they got better skills, and get some more people in the team for our outer ops. So let's start the mission finally. Get into gameplay. Chapter 2! The Phantom Hero. So we're in the second chapter, I guess effectively Act 2 of the story. The Phantom Hero. George Lucas wrote this episode.
Snake, how's the mule treating you?
At this pace, I should be there by tomorrow morning.
You've got to hurry. The AI could be completed any time now.
It'd be nice to have a guide.
Already on it. I've enlisted Paz to help you. She knows the jungle pretty well.
Snake, I know you are an expert in survival, but you need to stay alert. You are in an ancient jungle so foggy, you can hardly see the trees. It is home to 2,500 species of plants, including 400 types of orchids. There are also 500 species of butterflies, and over 400 species of wild birds. The bedrock is solid enough that Mayan ruins have miraculously survived centuries of earthquakes.
An AI lab in a Mayan ruin. Who'd have thought, hey, Huey?
My sentiments exactly. That doesn't mean security's any less tight, though. You still have the ID card I gave you, don't you?
Got it right here.
That'll get you through the gate, no problem.
Butterfly.
After that, you're on your own.
Just like Paz told me.
AI remains unassembled, Coldman's plans on ice.
What about security inside the lab?
Well, it shouldn't be a problem for you. Strangelove demanded that the security presence inside the lab be kept to a minimum.
It's not all good news, Snake.
Fucking.
Altman knows we're here. He's raised security in the area surrounding the lab.
This fish is tasty.
A lot of that chrysalis UAV, and a bunch of patrol choppers too.
Oh, we're naked
Maybe
too.
scouts in the jungle lying in ambush. As you approach the lab, be extra vigilant.
I'll be careful.
Snake's just chilling out, being naked at the moment. I didn't know Video Game Junkie was in this game. Cameo appearance by the man himself.
To the north. It won't be long before the AI is complete. Don't let that happen.
Hell yeah, dude. Alright. Goodbye, Donkey. Snake's on a mission. Alright, we're not naked anymore. We're only naked while we're eating fish. Cool.
If there's enemy scouts around here, they'll be nearly impossible to see.
I think I'm seeing the effects of the amount of items that I'm holding on me as well, by the way, because it has been pointed out the more items we have, the heavier we are. And I think I'm seeing that in our crouching. Not necessarily the rolling, I don't think. But the crouching, I think, feels heavier.
Search may not spot enemies that are actively hidden.
Let's chuck this on. It's actually really interesting how much like Metal Gear Solid 3 these environments are. Ooh, there's a scout, dude. Gives us the opportunity to trank him. They're silent. And hidden. And asleep. I wouldn't say that like the fog is completely debilitating, considering I can see quite well. It's not silent. Oh. What? Alright, it's not Silent Hill 2. Oh, actually, let's recruit these scouts. Can the analyzer... Yeah, I can scan people when they're out. Cool. Rank D has an aptitude for intel. Okay. What about you? Rank C, aptitude for intel. You know what that means?
I've never been that far before. Be careful, Snake.
You know what that means? You're getting recruited. But there's more. I can't believe that dude. He did not even notice me when I jumped down.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Okay, so the red marks are the enemies that have been incapacitated. I need to be careful. Because they can be anywhere. But again, we're trying not to... We're only murdering people if we're desperate. Like when I was doing the extra ops for the vehicle, unfortunately. Oh, dude. Always never go the main path. Never go the main path. I can't CQC these guys, apparently, because they're wearing a wire. That seems to be the thing. Let's scan this dude. Rank D. Sir, you're of no use to me. Go to sleep. Alright, so I just have to keep an eye out. Don't stick to the main path, because they will be watching. I have a feeling there's going to be one behind this tree. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. Use third-person camera to our advantage. Okay. One recruit so far who was a C rank. We're gonna try and recruit the best of the best, you know? C rank is not the best of the best, but best of a bad situation. We have to they're blending in quite well. I did not pick the right camo for this either, unfortunately. I picked the black camo. So if I'm lying down, I get like 52%. Look at that though. That's like, so this is some decent environment work. The lighting definitely helps. Like, this looks nice. It's not like outstanding, mind-blowing stuff, but it is it's pretty. It's pretty. I see you there, pal. E rank, you're even worse than everyone else. Go to sleep. Think about your life. Be better. You, on the other hand, there you are. D rank. Sleepy time. Oh. Oh. Ha! He's right ahead of me. He's right ahead of me. He's like, someone there? Nope, I'm invisible. E rank. Mate, this is why you're not finding me. Because you're an E rank. You don't belong in the MSF. Not good enough. Not good enough. Snake. Variation of jungle fatigues. Said to raise camo index in a certain environment, but where remains a mystery. Snake camouflage, eh? Oh, hang on. We've got a fork in the road. We can't go that way though, so we just go straight ahead. Cool. Alright. I will ignore that area, and that's just a leaf moving, not a scout. Scouts stay completely still. But here we are. We're in our destination. At least the next destination. Cutscene time. The butterflies that Paz told us about. General purpose attack helicopter. Shall be continued? Yeah. Alright, we're gonna prep to... Dude, we're gonna be able to get a helicopter for MSF. Hell yeah. How do we take that out, like, tranquilizing wise, though? Because we have to, like, capture the captain, I think, to get the vehicle. Maybe we can snipe him, like, through the window. It's actually really interesting to see how short these main missions can be. Like, they can be shorter than side missions. All I had to do was just walk through 2-3 areas to just make that happen. New camouflage, snake, naked. So there you go. All of those mission briefing files just to walk through those three areas and take out some scouts. But we're going to fight a helicopter, which I will include because it's going to be our first time taking on something of this caliber. So we'll do some mission prep now. I'll do some side stuff. We'll sort all this out, and then I'll check it out. Alright, let's get ready to go into this mission. So we're going to neutralize the enemy attack chopper. So we're going into the briefing files. I believe Paz has something for us.
Catarata de la Muerte means waterfall of death.
Huh. How cheerful.
I am sure it will be no problem for you, Snake. Especially compared to all the dire situations you've faced in the past.
Yeah, easy to say now. We'll see what really happens.
Sorry. Still, you have surprised me. Everything they say about the legend is true.
I'm neither hero nor legend. But for some reason, I don't mind you calling me that.
Thanks. Be careful, Snake. Peace.
Neutralize the attack chopper.
Don't even think about facing a chopper head-on. Guerrilla tactics would work well in a place like that. Moving from tree to tree will make it hard to get a fix on you from the air. That's your best chance.
Good thinking, Commandante. You clearly know your way around a battlefield.
Enough, boss. Time to stop talking and start using your ears. When you're hiding, you won't be able to see the chopper that well. It's important to use sound to get a read on its position. You could also try taking out its tail rotor. That would greatly reduce its mobility. And watch out for ground troops.
Copy that, Commandante.
I think what I'm probably going to end up doing is just take out the attack squad, and then we'll see if using the sniper should be able to like shoot through the glass to like take out the chopper captain guy. I'm assuming that's what we should be able to do. So my mission prep with that is the sniper will probably be the best, but I'm also thinking I might run with something as a backup just in case. This could help me like maybe hold up some guys to take them out instead of this, and then we can use this to take out the captain. So let's start the mission and see if that actually works out. Only one way to find out. At the very least, we can just replay the mission with the right combination, but this is how I'm going to try it to start. Ugh, why is he walking like that? We love that Snake always aims through the eye patch. It's so funny. He doesn't need to aim properly. Okay, so the game plan here.
Forget about the chopper for now. Just take out the troops.
Okay, so the chopper found me like really quickly. Really quickly and really easily. Oh shit, like they know where I am, like they're on me 100%. Which is really interesting. Like it's almost like impossible to lose them sort of thing. Is there any way that I'll be able to actually lose them? I don't know. Because I don't want to take him out necessarily. Okay. I don't know. With these guys chasing me around, I don't see this working. So I'm trying to see if I can like shatter the glass. This is a test run. This is a test run. Yeah, I don't think I can snipe necessarily. Oh, he threw it the wrong way, like just as I exited out. Yeah. That's not gonna work out, unfortunately. This does damage, but I don't think it's gonna do anywhere near enough what we actually need. So I'm gonna restart. There must be a way for us to do it. We just need to not get seen by the chopper. So if we wait for it to like go down or something. Oh, damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reset my my inventory for this one. Okay. That's good.
Looks like they've got a backup fuel tank.
They do have a backup fuel tank.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out
Gotta take out the other one.
as we speak.
And hopefully this goddamn captain will pop his face out of there or something and I can shoot him. That's what I'm hoping for. There he is. There he is. He's out. There we go. He's poking his head out. How am I supposed to aim? How am I supposed to get him? God, this movement, buddy. Oh, we got the helmet off. There we go. Yep. Yep. And nice. Tranquilized, and then he crashes the helicopter, so how do we capture it? Oh, he peacefully lands it. There you go. He peacefully lands it while being incapacitated. He's just like incapacitated. He's like, woo, slowly bring it down. It doesn't spiral out of control. It's a weak chopper because we've had to blow it to pieces for us to get the thing. But we captured it. I just had to kill a lot of soldiers who were getting dropped out of the helicopter to get there. We only captured the first round of soldiers and had to murder the rest. So heroic, as you can see. Yeah, we got the first 5 soldiers. New uniform developed. Sneaking suit, dude. The sneaking suit. I'm wondering if we can heal these vehicles over time. Should be able to. Otherwise, it would kind of suck if we only have,
I'm starting to wonder if recruiting the soldiers with a Fulton isn't a little heavy-handed.
I already don't like where this is going.
I think the voluntary approach could be more pragmatic. Technically, we're not a corporate entity, but at our size, that's not too far from the truth. We can't keep using guerrilla tactics to find new blood. To search for volunteers, select recruit from the menu, or select trade to exchange soldiers with other mercenary units.
Yeah, provided we've got the friends for that.
So we can also recruit, as well as just, you know, kidnapping soldiers and beating them to a pulp in the brig before they join MSF, because that's great. So we can now use a recruit menu. I've also, you know, been putting members in my team that I've captured, like I say, and I'm actually finally able. I was finally able to develop the night vision goggles, and then all of these guys will go to the brig as usual. Wonderful, wonderful, and now we can recruit people. This feels like it might potentially be an online thing only, but we'll see. Recruit volunteers to MSF. Volunteer recruits are experienced veteran soldiers who will want to evaluate the true strength of the MSF and Snake before they agree to join. Best them in battle to prove your clout and convince them to become your ally. Interesting. So you do a soldier search and you do battle with a soldier to then recruit them. That's super interesting. Is this an online thing? MSF entrance exam. Force all prospective MSF members into submission using only CQC and melee attacks. Forcing them all into submission before time runs out will result in them joining MSF. It's not an online thing then.
Looks like our reputation is spreading. We've got battle-hardened veterans from all kinds of places trying to join our army. But they insist on testing your skills to see if you're the real deal before they'll join. Let's put these arrogant upstarts in their place. Take them down using hand-to-hand strikes or CQC. If you can knock them all out within the time limit, they'll join us, becoming powerful allies. Don't disappoint them, boss. Show them what you got.
Okay. I'm down for this. No mission prep or briefing files associated. We just start the mission. So yeah, CQC only. We're going to be throwing some dudes against some walls, I think. I think we'll do that. Oh. What the hell? Okay. Oh. Okay, so this is just an introduction. Okay. That's why. This makes sense. Come on, buddy. Nice. I love that it's in the rain on a beach. Such a good setting to do a fight. You, me, on the beach at night. Rain. There you go. You don't get any clear rank, because it's not technically a mission. But we have recruited a lovely gentleman who wishes to join our team. So I guess now we'll get an update that we've got a guy in our team. There we go. Bullfinch joined as a volunteer under the recruit program. Awesome. Let's have a look at his... let's go into the right one. Bullfinch. Wow, such a veteran, as he is a D rank in combat. Oh well. Not super veteran, but I mean, sure. I mean, it does the job, I guess. You can go on the combat team then. And then we've got a couple in the brig. Still got these guys in the sick bay. Interesting. All right. Well, I'm going to do some off-screen stuff, check this stuff out, and then we will move into some more missions. Continuing on, I did just want to, before I do the head to the lab mission, I did the side obstacle demolition, but if you go into the briefing files, Paz does give us a new location information, which isn't available in the file library, so we'll take a listen.
Selva de la Muerte, huh? Forest of Death. I wouldn't want to get lost here.
Sure wouldn't. But do not worry. I will be your guide.
Happy to hear it.
By the way, Snake, you know much about sloths?
Just the name.
They are amazing. Sloths spend almost all of their lives up in the trees, except for when they have to go to the bathroom. Plus, they barely eat a thing.
What? How do they survive?
Why do you think they are called sloths? They hardly move, so they hardly burn any energy. They are also able to maintain a low body temperature, lowering their metabolism further and allowing them to survive on very little.
Wouldn't that make it easier for them to get picked off by predators?
They stick to the trees, helping them blend in and stay out of sight. They say there are even some sloths that grow moss when they reach a certain age, like some sort of fairy tale forest hermit, huh?
I knew a great old sniper once. Guess he was even more in tune with nature than I thought.
Old sniper? What are you talking about?
The end. The end. Good old The End reference. That's pretty cool. Wonderful. So that was just what I wanted to go into. And now we're doing head to the lab.
Infiltrate Dr. Strangelove's research lab and either deactivate or destroy the AI. The lab's built into some ancient ruins, so find those first.
Cool stuff. Alright, so we need to do the ID card. We do have a couple of briefing files, not many, that's new. I believe the ID card would be here, right? You can see all my new items that I've been developing. There's the ID card, that's what we need. Cool. Alright, let's listen to these briefing files.
La Ruinas de Xochiquetzal will be around there. They have not been restored at all, so they may well be covered in plants.
Xochiquetzal?
An Aztec goddess of fertility and beauty. They say she was always accompanied by birds and butterflies. One theory states she was the mother of the god known as Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl.
The Quetzal is said to be an incarnation of Quetzalcoatl, hence its name.
I get it. Well, this place definitely matches the atmosphere of a cloud forest.
Now, it may have seen better days, but that is still a temple, so be sure to show respect when you're inside.
If the mood strikes me.
Well, you've got no one to blame but yourself if Xochiquetzal strikes you down.
I know the name like Quetzalcoatl from Final Fantasy VIII, and I've never been able to like pronounce that properly. You always just like read that and go, yeah, I don't know why they called it that, because I am not pronouncing that.
The paths there are buried in vegetation. Work with nature to conceal yourself, and you'll be much harder to spot.
A ghillie suit would be perfect here.
In any case, take caution when advancing. Don't wear anything that stands out. The ruins are a labyrinth, so try and keep your bearings.
I could use those walls to stay out of sight.
Once a sniper is spotted, he'll move to another location. You shouldn't stick to the same place either.
Oh, I know. I learned all about that in the Soviet Union.
It is not necessarily a good idea to try to engage a sniper in close quarters combat. Finally, once you've found a place to hide, don't let them take you from behind.
Don't worry. No one sneaks up on me.
Cool. If there's snipers, I might take my sniper with me as well. That seems like it might be a good idea. So we'll just go like full tranking it, baby. And then we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Let's have a look and see what we can. Yeah, can we use the? We could use the sneaking suit. Look at that, because we unlocked this. We unlocked the sneaking suit. Check that shield out. That's interesting. It's like a MSF riot shield. We're gonna be in like ruins, so I'm thinking this snake camo has like an S rank and everything else is B, so we might go for that. There we go. We'll start the mission, head right into it, see what we're getting ourselves into. Alright, so we start where we faced off with the helicopter, so that's fine. And then we're just going to go straight around. I'll see if there's any items hanging around. Doesn't seem like it. We can just push straight ahead. Had a great little encounter with that helicopter. I'm not doing any outer ops missions at the moment because I've got all of my vehicles outside of teams, so they actually regain their health back. Otherwise, it's just going to be. I'm just going to lose all those vehicles that I spent so long capturing. My camo's not... Oh yeah, my camo's are right here.
Some scouts are really hard to spot because they use grass or dirt to camouflage themselves. They blend right in with the natural surroundings.
Okay, so I've got to watch for... I've got to watch out for people that are just hanging around here. The shield's quite cool. So when we aim, we automatically... just poke it out. That's neat. I don't think this indicator is going to give us much.
Snipers and laser sights are a deadly combination.
Ooh, I did not see where that person was. I think I can. I think they're in a ghillie suit, actually. Hold on. If they're all the way down there like I think they are. Ghillie on a minute. Oh, this won't be silenced, unfortunately, but I have a feeling it's this guy, right? Yeah, they're in ghillie suits too. Interesting. Okay. I wonder if we'll be able to go around without alerting them, and we can CQC them potentially. We just have to be careful because apparently there's going to be people that are.
Somebody there.
There he is. Yeah, I can see him. Yeah, blending in with every environment. Try get close enough that we can do some stealth. Alright. I see you. We should definitely try and fault and recovery some snipers. I think it's just those two, yeah. Cool. Fault and recovery. I can also use the analyzer and see what we're getting ourselves into. I don't really care... C rank though, I don't really care much for stats at the moment until we push for... You know, when we need some more advanced soldiers. C rank is good, but honestly,
Recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
just you know, building up our team with actual combatants is much better. I definitely prefer that. Just getting a good squad together, you know.
Fulton recovery helicopter.
Just a good squad. Just a team. Feels good. Okay, let's have a look. Where's our ghillie suit snipers chilling out? Oh, there's a scout. You know what that means. There's a prisoner around here. I heard the struggle. There you are.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Okay, prisoner of war. Gotcha. The emphasis on stealth, I've mentioned this before, but like taking it back to like needing to do the camouflage and the stealth gameplay and like watching out for people and like all of that is actually so nice. It's great that this is still an option and they didn't, you know, go for the MGS4 route. As much as I enjoy that gameplay that was provided to me, like I love that game to pieces, I actually really like that we've gone back to incorporating the stealth gameplay back into it. Because it's fun to not be so shooty. I got him in the head! That's a shame. I got him in the head. Oh, there's the other one. Okay. You can play at that game. What? There we go. Oh my god, stand still. Thank you. There was two other people. This dude was around here, apparently. Alright.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Decent amount of recruits. But yeah, because like having like mostly stealth focus and then pushing into like some action here and there is really fun. Oh.
Hey.
Tu m'as trouvé. C'est moi, le loup.
You found me. Tag, I'm it.
Fini de jouer à cache-cache.
Enough hide and seek.
Please, do not kill me.
You're no soldier.
I am a tourist.
What's your
Why are you letting me zoom?
Please.
What are you doing here?
Oh my god.
Cosima. Caminar.
Kojima, come on, man.
One of the soldiers?
Why you let me zoom in on the boobs and then jiggle them?
Please, lower your gun. Who are you?
It's so silly. It takes me right out of the moment.
I'm an ornithologist.
Oh my god, he's everything. Jack of all trades.
Guns for self-defense. I'm looking for that one rare bird in Costa Rica.
Which one? The Quetzal?
Right, the Quetzal. They're rare, but they're not covered under the Washington Treaty.
The resplendent Quetzal is red-listed.
Really? You know your stuff.
I am an ornithologist myself.
Well, we'll have to compare notes later. Here.
Compare notes later.
You saved me. They told me this was a paradise. That there were more rare birds here than anywhere else. That there was no war here. That it was safe. They told me it was every birder's dream. But they were wrong.
What happened?
If only I had not recorded that stupid voice.
Voice.
I I was trying to capture the kettle song.
Oh!
Making my way through a thicket, I saw immense runes towering before me.
Ah, this is this woman.
It will bite you unless you kill it. Go home.
She was the one recording this. Yeah.
I am loyal to myself. Who's there?
I was captured by that woman. But she was kind. She gave me food to eat and even bathed me herself each day. But she said I could go home in a month. So whatever you do, don't take off the blindfold. Do so, and you will never leave here.
Guess you didn't listen. How'd you escape?
I waited for an opening. Stole an ID card. They almost caught me, but I managed to elude them.
You made it this far and then succumbed to exhaustion.
I was barefoot, with no supplies. Oh, I am so sorry. I drank it all.
That facility. Did you see anybody else in there?
Well, there was another woman, but I never saw her in person. Because, you know, the blindfold.
Hmm.
Oh, yes. She often sang.
Sang?
It was such a strange song.
What kind of person was she? Could you tell anything from her voice?
I don't know. I don't even know why I was held a prisoner. They confiscated my equipment, my supplies, my passport, money, everything. The only thing I was allowed to keep were my undergarments, so that I would not be able to escape. And now, I am without even the means to prove who I am. I will not make it home to Paris like this.
In that case, come to our place.
Huh?
You don't need a passport there. Don't even need a name. If you want to go back to Paris, we'll take you there anytime.
What I want is a shower, a change of clothes, and a cigarette.
Snake can help you out there.
Cards.
No French cigarettes? I prefer unfiltered.
Fresh out. But come back to my place, and you can have all the French cigarettes you want.
Come back to my place.
Sounds like heaven.
Close, but not quite. Outer heaven.
It is sounding better all the time.
So, you must have gotten a look at the facility when you escaped, right? What's in there?
Lots of machinery. A big computer, like you would see in a university.
What about the room where you heard the voice? Anybody in there?
I don't know. There was a tube. A large tube in the back. When I approached
An AI core.
voice.
What did it say?
Jack. Yes, it simply said Jack over and over.
He's sweating.
Jack.
That's the name that the boss called him.
I really need a shower.
Wait here. I still got business to take care of.
What? You're not thinking of going in there, are you? You can't leave me here.
Relax. I'll have some friends pick you up.
Fulton Recovery.
This is Miller.
One for recovery. A civilian.
Snake, we don't have room for any more civilians here.
Not even for a blonde Parisienne.
A what? So she's pretty foxy.
See for yourself. If what she's saying is true, I think we found Paz's friend.
The missing one?
I'm thinking that she's the one that made that tape. Have her listen to it when she gets there.
So she's safe then. Good news.
I'm sure Paz will be glad to hear it.
You bet. Snake, the ruins are just up ahead. Head north.
On my way.
What about me?
Stay put.
Ever wondered what it's like to be a bird? God, that will never get old. That's absolutely fucking hilarious. Alright. Wonderful. The mission continues. That's so great. So that's the person that recorded the tape. I'm getting a feeling here. We have heard a song so far, and it's the song that those AI things are singing. The cutscene also shows like she was saying, it looks like an AI core, and it was singing, although so it was repeating the same word over and over again, Jack, which is what the boss called Snake, even though his real name's John. But there you go. That's really interesting. I'm gonna need to get some more information before I come to a conclusion on that, but it's some pieces are coming together in the puzzle of that. Especially now that we've found the person that actually recorded the tape. Hello, sir. Meet wall. I said meet wall. I did it in the direction of the wall. Go to the wall, please. Thank you. Meet wall. Well done. I don't have time to rescue normal soldiers today. Oh god, there's many though. God damn. Any of you want to turn around and we'll just pretend that none of this ever happened. What's the go here? Alright, you're now that way. You're now that way. Okay. Awesome. Now, what I'm thinking is... I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a bit of that. Bit of the old stealth, huh? Oh god.
The enemy's close.
No! I was doing so well. I had such a good plan. And then I totally forgot about the fact that there was literally another dude.
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements now.
Oh, that's a shame. Oh, we got the commandos in. I can't do it when there's an alert. Oh well. Alright, we get another shot.
Snake! Get up, Snake!
Dun, dun, dun. Alright.
At least deliver the letter!
At least deliver the letter. There's like mission-specific game over dialogue. How tempting to just die to get more of that sweet, sweet dialogue. That's hilarious. Oh, we're all the way back here. Alright, I'm gonna go and do this mission again. Alright, let's try this one again, but better. So we got this guy here. Into the invisible wall you go. And now we've got these three. Alright, so they're already moving. So if I just quickly do a bit of this. Okay, that was very risky and not. Yeah. That was very risky and not very smart. I don't know if this guy's gonna move. I think this is where I've gotten myself into a not so great situation. Because I should probably put this guy to sleep first. I don't think he's gonna move. Which makes this kind of awkward. Yeah. I think we're in... Oh, God. Yep, hello. I need to get an opportunity to put him to sleep, but I need to do it from a distance, so I've made a mistake doing it here.
The enemy's close!
I can't let you call it in, I'm sorry. Never mind. Your friend called it in. There's the commandos. You're pretty good. Pretty good for what? Pretty good at getting, pretty good at triggering alert phases? Hell yeah, I am. Alright, there's one there. And dude there. Alright, I can move. Alright, we move forward. As long as there's not an alert phase. To the laboratory! To the laboratory! We made it. Oh man, whenever it's in one of these cutscenes and it does like Snake walking past the camera, the frame rate there. Ooh, very jarring on the eyes. I didn't think that would work. Because we're using Huey's ID card.
It won't open. What's wrong with it?
He probably had his access revoked because it's Huey. His ID card's probably outdated. I was wondering if that would like trigger an alarm or something. There you go. I love how we get to the lab. We get to the lab only for it to not work, and then Snake just goes, I'm going home. And then just packs his stuff up. I love that. That's so funny. Wonderful.
Huey, your ID isn't working.
Huey?
The lock.
It can't be.
What's going on?
She hates me that much. Strangelove's in charge of authorizing IDs. Sometimes a working card has its privileges removed. Say, if she decides she doesn't like that card's carrier.
You think that's what happened?
Well, I was never exactly her favorite.
Oh my god.
Well,
Huey!
it's tricky. The soldiers outside aren't allowed in the lab either, so their cards won't do you any good.
Great.
Snake,
Kaz, where's Cecile?
she just got here. Hold on.
Snake!
Cecile.
New character.
Fly.
Wonderful. For a moment, I felt what it must be like to be a bird. It almost made me want to give up my research and get a pilot's license. Did you need something?
You said you'd gotten an ID card, right?
Yes, but it was confiscated when the guards got me.
Who took it? What did he look like?
He had an orange jacket. I cannot recall his face though.
Alright.
They all look pretty much the same. Where did it happen?
ID card retrieval.
Let me think. Ah, yes! I do remember hearing the song of a nearby quetzal.
Just what I'd expect from a birder.
Would you like to hear it?
What's that song?
It's my quetzal. I took it with me when I was rescued.
Didn't you say something about them being covered under the Washington Convention?
Just kidding. That was just me. An imitation. An essential skill for any ornithologist. Pretty good, no?
Damn good.
Damn
If you want
good.
to hear the quetzal song again, just let me know. I can tell you all about the birds of Costa Rica, too.
Yeah, will do. Thanks, Cecile.
Yeah, we'll do.
Thank you, Snake. Talk to you soon.
Kaz, did you play that tape for Cecile?
I sure did. It's hers, all right.
Then she must be...
She's not. Cecile says she's never even met Paz.
What?
She's at least 10 years too old.
But...
I'm guessing Paz convinced herself that it was the tape her friend made. But never mind that. Let's go over what we know so far.
Huh.
The soldier with the ID card is wearing an orange jacket and is in a location where you'll hear Quetzal singing. Find that soldier, retrieve that card.
She's never met Paz. That's interesting. Curious. Curious. Alright, back to Mother Base, and I think with that little number, rescuing Cecile and getting that information, I'll call it there. So that's Cecile, who's joined, and getting all of our lovely new recruits, and I will deal with them next time. So guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Peace Walker. It's getting interesting. This one was a little more casual, just a lot of missions to go through, but we've got a new recruit, and I guess once we get that ID card, we'll be able to properly get into Strangelove's lab, and I feel like there'll be some real cool stuff in there. So guys, I'll catch you next time. Thank you.